Hi everyone. Yes, it is indeed Monday, and I tell you the weekend just flew by. So today we are looking at my completed pages for February. I picked up and actually colored quite a bit this month. Finally starting to get back in the groove of things. If you've watched some of my coloring chats this month, you know that I've had quite a bit going on the last few months, and hopefully things are starting to kind of calm down and I can get back into a routine, which I've been trying to do. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first picture I'm actually going to show you is not in this stack of books. It is from a different coloring book. I cannot show the cover because I am concerned that it will cause a flag from YouTube because of what's on the cover. But I will say the name of the book is Yummy Puns by Jen Racine. And I actually did this one right at the start of February. I just used budget-friendly markers like Sharpies, and when I say budget-friendly markers, I have like a little stash of Sharpies and Bics and shuttle art markers that I use for mostly just coloring, like when I'm in the living room, and that's what I used here. This was actually appropriate because I'd come down with a pretty nasty cold. I'm just going to assume it was cold. Pretty nasty cold to start of February, and I actually colored this the first morning that I really started feeling lousy. So I thought it was appropriate. And I love puns. This book's hilarious. I love it. There's like that. You've got unique fruits. You're Totally My Jam. I mean, this is a super cute book. I'm holding off to do a flip through for it because the flip through I'm going to do with this, I'll probably do with some others that would be probably flagged by YouTube for being a particular kind of video. So, but I'm trying to do all that in one flip through so that in that case, I'm not mixing it in with other books. So anyway, there's that picture. This is in no particular order, by the way, from the month. I'm just grabbing them randomly. I did do one from Glorious Gardens by George Tufexis. Hang on. Man, this light. I tell you, it's a fantastic light when you're not looking at the cover of a coloring book. This is Glorious Gardens Color by Number by George Tufexis. I had not colored one in here yet, and I got in the mood to do a picture of his. One thing I do, I've mentioned before, in the Creative Haven Color by Number books, the legend is here on the first page, along with completed thumbnails. What I generally do, boy, that is really blurry, is when I pick out all the markers or pencils or pens or whatever I'm using, I make my own version of the legend, and I make a note of what each color type I used, so that if I do another page in here, I can just pull this. I don't have to keep flipping back and forth, and I already have markers and color schemes selected that worked really well. So I'm doing that with each of my Color by Number Creative Haven books, and I think it's really come in handy. So here is the picture I completed for that. I used all kinds of markers. Well, I can tell from the sheet. I can tell y'all. I used Copics. I used Arteza Everblends. I used Sharpie, some ultra fine tip Sharpies, and some fine liners. I have some Tan Mint fine liners that actually worked really well, and I also used Prismacolor Premier markers. I did find that the fine liners were really nice for like these little small details like this. So in his pictures in the future, I might be using some more ultra fine and like fine liners in a lot of the detailed areas, because there is some bleeding with the markers, especially in the detailed pictures like detailed picture like this. But I've found if I just go on with it and the finished picture, it's not noticeable to me like it is when I'm just coloring it. So anyway, love how this turned out. I have not been disappointed in any of the pictures I've done from his books. So I did this one as a color and chat. This is Whimsy Girls at Work by Hannah Lynn. Again, hadn't colored one out of here. I think this was my first official Hey I'm Back color and chat. And I colored with this using Copics and Prismas. I actually found the Copics worked really nicely on this paper. They didn't, at least the markers that I used, didn't seem to want to bleed as much as the Prismas did on this paper. So I was quite pleased by that. I thought I was going to add some shading at the end, but I changed my mind. The beauty of these types of pictures, though, you know, in the future, I could come back and add pencil this if I want to. It doesn't have to stay marker forever, and I can always come back and add to it if I want to. So that's kind of cool. I don't know, that would be kind of fun to do, like, as a monthly, sorry, get in the camera. That would be fun to do as like a monthly kind of color along or something, is going back to old pictures and adding pencil. So this was my most recent color and chat. I think I only did a couple this month because like I said, I was working my way back into my groove. This is Floral Design Color by Number by Jessica Mazurkiewicz. I've said numerous times, this is absolutely my favorite color by number coloring book. I would love to finish it by the end of the year. I'm going to have to step it up though, because there's 46 images in here, and I probably would have to do 2 a month, and I don't even know if that would get me there. No, probably wouldn't. So probably won't get it done by the end of the year, but we'll see. Anyway, one of my favorite parts about this book is the fact that I found this one at Ollie's for $1, and these are normally $10 books. So best book deal in my opinion that I've had. And I love the flowers and everything in this. So here's the one I completed on camera. This time I actually pulled out my Sharpies and my Bics because I don't color with them very often on camera, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to just show, you know, what you can do with budget-friendly markers, since most of the time I'm using a little more expensive markers. So I love how the colors came out. This one was a little more detailed than I usually do. The one that's up next, and I'm excited to get started on this one, so I'll probably start this one soon, is looks like pansies, and I love me some pansies. So there's that one. Hopefully this one will be okay. This is World of Mice, large print color by number by Sun Life Drawing. I am working, this book I will probably get done, but well before the end of the year. There are 30 pictures in this book, and I'm trying to remember, I think the last picture I had colored before I took a break from this book was this one. And this one's being colored just about, I think, in all budget-friendly markers. So I did get back to this book this month. I was working on this one, and when I came back later, I noticed some of it was a little streaky, so I went back and like put another layer down, and idiot me didn't put a sheet behind it. So there's that one, and then here's that one. And of course, y'all can imagine this is like my favorite picture in this book so far, for obvious reasons. But like I said, I forgot to put a sheet back over that when I was touching it up, so of course it bled a little bit through, and I had to get creative. I come back through with a darker pink. I used a little bit of Posca pen just to try to offset where I made that oops, and it actually worked out really good. So it's not a complete disaster, and like I said, it wasn't like I colored the whole image like that, so I got pretty lucky. Then there is this one. I think this is the last one in this group for this month. I really like this one too. This is definitely my second favorite in the book so far. So next up for me in here will be this one. Then we have Color Quest. This one I might have to get a little creative in showing you, or just move the book up and down. The book, as you can tell, is way taller than the current setup I have. So this is a Extreme Color by Number Challenge by Joanna Webster. I love this book, and for some reason, one of the ones I did on camera, I think the one I did on camera gets like a ton of views. I don't know why that one in particular is so popular. But I had planned to do another color and chat with this one, but it just didn't work out. So I don't look at the completed pictures. Like, I don't know what I'm coloring when I'm coloring it. So this one this month was a giraffe. And I used Prismacolors and Copics and Blick Studio and Arteza markers. I did notice they got a little streaky on this, so the next one I might try my budget-friendly markers and see how they do compared to the other markers. And it's probably just the type of paper, so I mean, it wasn't a big deal at the end of the day, but like for the lighter color, I had to go over some of this twice on the lighter colors, and it really bugged me. So there is Mr. Giraffe. Love how he turned out. This will be a fun book to try to complete too. There are 30 images in here, and I have only done 4, so that might take a while. And finally, I'm going to show you guys, I did do a Happy Color app review a couple weeks ago, and I do actively use that quite a bit. And so I wanted to show you, let me zoom in. I use this mostly when we're watching something on TV. Nope. See if autofocus is going to do anything. It didn't really help, did it? Here. And autofocus is telling me to go screw myself right now. Good gravy, that's terrible. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. So I want to show you guys the pictures I've done for February. I use this, like I said, very frequently when we're watching TV or I'm on the couch. When I was sick, I used it quite a bit. When I just don't feel like dragging out my coloring supplies, this is great for me. And it's great for my eyes too in like low light settings. So we're not going to flip through every picture, but I'm going to just scroll and kind of show you guys what I've been working on this week. This picture and this picture were the ones I showed in the app review, and you can see I did go back and complete those. So there is, I think that's the last one. Yep. So there is what I've done for February. Again, love the app. Ooh, would help if you guys actually got to see all of it. So yeah, I am having a blast with this app, and if you're interested, I'll put the review link in the description if I can't figure out how to get fancy and actually put it in the video. So alright, so we're gonna zoom out physically since my focus hates me. Alright, so that is February. I guess we can talk about what I have planned for March. I do plan to continue with my my plan for the color pencil reviews. I already have a pencil picked at least for the first 2 weeks of March. I don't know if I'm going to go the whole month with it or if I'm going to switch to something else. So we're going to play that by ear. Wednesday will be the kickoff of reviewing those pencils, and I did have a request to review these, so they're going to be the Lilix 60 count pencils for those of you that are interested. As far as books that I'm coloring and maybe works in progress, so I have a long project I'm working on. This should surprise no one. A Million Cats. A cat picture, who would have guessed? I've wanted to do this for a long time. Every time I look at this picture, I think this picture has to have a black background. but it is, well, I'll show you. This is A Million Cats by Lulu Mayo, by the way. So this is the picture that I'm working on. Let me zoom out just a touch. If I can get my mouse to work. There we go. So as you can see, I am blacking out the background using Sharpies. So I have different widths of Sharpies. So I have like a really big fat one. I have like just the regular size Sharpie and an ultra fine, so that I can get into the little nooks and crannies without causing a lot of bleeding. And as you can see, so far I am making pretty good progress. This is going to be a just when I have some free time, I'm going to fill a little section in and then just keep going. And we're going to do this on both sides. And then I'm not sure what else I'm going to use. I might use some Arteza water brush pens. This is my marker copy. It should, again, surprise no one that I have multiple copies of this book. I have a blank pencil copy one that whenever I decide to use pencil, I'm going to use that. I've only done one picture in here in marker, and I had this really weird thing happen. Let me show y'all. So here's the picture. I did this for a color along a while back, and like the marker, the pink marker that I used here, looks like it is rubbed off a little bit, which is really odd. I don't have any other pictures that have done that. So I almost want to come through and see if I can put some finishing spray on this, and maybe it won't do it again. And that's weird. I don't know why that's happening either. Huh. Anyway, so yeah, kind of bizarre, but I still love this picture. This was, oh gosh, I think it was alcohol markers, water-based markers, and then gel pens. So working on that one. I do think I'm going to try to start a picture in this because I said how much I wanted to do that. Where is the other book? I have Best Dressed Pets over here too. Wow, Michelle, you are so prepared. It's amazing. There is, hang on. Let me see if I can find it. There's one. Come here, come here, come here. Okay, here's one. So I've been playing with some of my water-based, like my Tombos and things like that, and playing with putting like gesso or something on the page to give me a little more time with the water base. So this is kind of a whip on that. I really wanted to finish it for March or for February, but that didn't happen. This is Tombos and watercolor pencils. I'm trying to think which ones. I think it's the Koh-i-Noor Mondulas, I think they're called. That's what I've done so far with that one. So that will probably be done sometime in March. Again, I have Best Dressed Pets, but heaven knows where that went. So if I start pulling at stuff, I'm going to upset giant stacks of books at this point. So I do have one in Best Dressed Pets that I'm kind of working on too. So yeah, other than that, no idea what I'm doing for March other than just continuing some of my color by numbers. And there's a couple color alongs that caught my interest too. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't know why I'm babbling right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess we'll see how March goes, and fingers crossed, because I know the new, you know, like the news is kind of scary right now and stuff, but fingers crossed that March is a great month for all of us, and you know, everything goes great. So thanks guys for watching, and bye for now.